Yes, I'm doing another redesign about a YouTuber's product. No, this is not all I do. You'd know if you subscribe because I just make graphic design videos about what I feel like making. Now let's see what I've molded up together. Unless you're a starfish or you just hate everyone, you may have heard of the new YouTuber product, Lunchly. This product released about 6 months ago, and it got immediate hate after day one. All things aside from the creators that made the product, I think there's pretty much one reason why this product is hated so much, and that is because they use the term healthier. Lunchly is mainly compared to its main competitor, Lunchables, which is pretty much a monopoly in the pre-snack packed lunch category. And it was mainly targeted as a healthier option. In my opinion, kind of a fair claim to make. If you only have two options and one of them's really unhealthy and the other's a little bit unhealthy, it kind of makes sense. However, once people saw the word healthier, I think everyone kind of assumed it would be gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, keto, low carb, solves diabetes, your mom ran uphill both ways to Whole Foods to grab it, and you're a superhero now. The point I'm getting at is I think a lot of people assumed because it was healthier, it was a healthy product. And let's be clear, healthy and healthier are two different things. Now, obviously you can change the graphics and the visuals and even the marketing and branding about a food product, but that actually doesn't make the product less cheap, which is why I took it upon myself to actually change the physical food product. Like, I'm actually making the whole company healthy. If you're new to the channel, in 2017, I'll save you the time, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis and PSC. It's a liver disease, you can look it up. But because of this, I have to eat on a gluten-free and dairy-free diet. And so to also make the product something I could actually eat or like buy, I thought it would be cool to implement my own personal diet into the food that's made in the product. Also, as I get older, I just realized so many people have digestive issues and dietary restrictions out of their control. So if you have any digestive issues, this is for you. So I'm in Orlando again for work, and I'm showing this angle because this is out of date by quite a bit. I mean, it's got a really nice view. The podcast is currently being edited for Sunday, so if you want to check that out, link below. But yeah, I just wanted to show kind of an update of where I'm at and where I'm going to be working on the Lunchly project further, because I'm just going to be working at this laptop. So time lapses, just updates. You're pretty much all going to see it in this random ass outdated room. Okay, so this is day 2, and I didn't recognize this till I went to bed last night. Dude, the lock, it won't lock. Like, why do I have a bunch of, what is this? I can't lock my door. With all my typographic logos, you know, I just start out with 2 pages of the name in different fonts because there were a lot of fonts that worked in my head. And then when I actually wrote the name Lunchly in it, it was just tragically bad. Then I pick my favorite 6 and start actually designing, you know, each unique logo within that typeface. So while I'm working on the new Lunchly logo, let's go over what Lunchly currently offers in its meals that are available right now. Currently, there is the pizza, turkey stack'ems, and fiesta nachos. And what I made, or am suggesting to change to, is the chicken wrap, which is made with quinoa tortillas, so it's actually still gluten-free, tuna salad with vegan mayonnaise, and guacamole nachos, which has plantain chips instead of regular chips. Now, if you look at Lunchables and Lunchly, you'll see that they actually come with like a small mini dessert chocolate bar thing and a drink. So it's like an actual lunch. Again, I wanted to maintain that gluten-free, dairy-free aspect so I could freaking eat the product. So I chose my personal favorite chocolate, which is called Unreal Chocolate. It's, again, gluten-free, dairy-free, super healthy. I first got it at Costco, and yeah, they make small mini versions of the bar, so that's what I was thinking to implement into the packaging. And for the drink, it would be a Trader Joe's like juice. Let me preface this. This juice is not that realistic of an option. Apparently, when I was looking for tons of different healthy juices and drinks that I could put into like a kid's lunch package set, this was the main one I found, but it actually was discontinued. And there was only one flavor, it was just the watermelon flavor. But ideally, if this project was, you know, really being pitched, it would be pitched with Trader Joe's other 3 like versions of juice, which they have, which is like green, yellow, and red. And they'd all be in the 12-ounce size because that's the same amount that the Prime is in the Lunchly. After multiple days of going back and forth, more like a week, I had these 3 logos, which again, I wanted to make sure that it was healthy or organic and had like an energetic or exciting vibe to the logo, because again, it's pretty much targeted towards kids. Picking the logo was a totally different battle. I don't think I've ever actually had a clear brand identity for each idea for a project before, but each one of the logos, I had a totally perfect idea of how I would market the product in my head. So this literally came down to personal preference. So the first one, obviously, that gave off too much athleticism for some reason. I don't know. This logo looked like Nike, or for some reason it reminded me of the logo of Lids, I've never even been in that store. So again, that didn't fit the whole healthy vibe. The second option felt a bit limiting because I feel like it would have just been placed in the middle of the box and then would have had a lot more hand illustration assets to it, which again, I'm not skilled in that. And that left me with the last option, which was good in regards to it's also a bold, wide font, kind of like the current Lunchly logo is. So it's not too drastic of a change. Now comes for the color variations. And dude, this took so many tries. After playing around with a bunch of different colors, I literally looked up color variations for food products. Like I actually looked up colors that convey food or hunger because I had to research. I eventually came up with the 3 main colors being yellow for excitement, and that's kind of elementary, more, again, targeted towards kids. And they could actually see the damn product because yellow, it's bright, it's saturated. Green, because, you know, obviously organic and healthy. And the last color was like a pinkish red, just to balance out the other 2 bright colors. Usually red doesn't actually go with any healthy brands. I mean, sometimes red goes with green, but that's kind of just like a Christmas thing. And Coca-Cola kind of own red as a whole. Like it's pretty marketed towards not healthy. Like most of the products you probably interact with, all the red things are not usually healthy, but they're very well marketed like Coca-Cola. And ironically, Lunchly is red currently. So I actually turned it and tweaked it a little bit to turn it into a pink, and damn, this looks
drippy, bro.
What was also cool about designing this logo, completely unintentionally, is it actually kept the like 3D shadow effect that's on the current Lunchly logo. Again, making the shift to this new logo not as big of a difference as it could be. Okay, so we have the new healthified logo, but we need to create some branding and like other healthy visuals that still fit some of the brand's current themes, like being bold and loud, but also still have it give that healthy and organic connotation. So I took a closer look at the logo I just made and saw these super satisfying geometric shapes where some sides are straight and other sides are completely curved. So then I started doing some sketches about how I could lay out the front of the box, where the food would go, if it was gonna be just a blank background, if it was gonna be textured. And that led me to have these similar rectangle or square, half curved, half straight shapes, similar and reflecting like the idea from the logo. And that would be put around each component on the box. So it'd be around the chocolate bar, the drink, and the main food meal. This way the branding would be like maintained throughout the entirety of the box, and it also wouldn't feel exactly like replicating the logo where it's in the exact same shape. Which, by the way, when I thought of this idea, I was so excited I genuinely could not fall asleep. So big nerds. I placed each component on the front of the page, had the 3 squares around each component. And can I also just mention the subconscious genius of this design? It's a healthy lunch product, right? The front cover is literally divided into blocks, aka healthy building blocks to build up your energy for the day. Like, bro, I took this shit to biology with the amino acids and I didn't even realize it. You wouldn't have noticed, but now you do, and it's really cool. Now for the rest of the box, I actually had to know the dimensions, so I had to go to the store, pay real money for the product that I can't even consume, measure the box, and then I could finally start laying out everything according to the real size. After measuring the box, I did find it was 7 by 3.5 by 8. So again, it's still pretty large. I don't know how this would go in a backpack. I watched Curtis Connor's video recently about this, and it's a great point because what the hell? But I started this video way too long ago, so that's the current dimensions that I kept. The back was really simple. It was just the front, but rotated for landscape. Now that all the designing is done, I still need the photos of the freaking meals to put on the packaging. And to do this, I used Adobe Firefly, which is pretty much what I always use for any photo shoot or photo needed assets. I went into Illustrator. I kind of made a rough frame or a rough composition with shapes kind of showing where the food would go. So where the chicken wraps would go, how the tuna salad like bowl would lay out, and the bowl with the plantain nachos next to it. And then yeah, I pretty much cut the background out, put that on top of the design template in Photoshop, and that really didn't take that long. So I stood back and looked at the box and saw the craziest opportunity. My logo has 2 corners rounded and 2 flat. The brand's shape elements have 2 corners rounded, 2 corners flat. And what does this box have? All 4 flat corners. So again, to make the branding of this product even more loud and more unique, I decided to make a customized box where 2 corners would be flat and 2 corners would be rounded. So if you watch my last Monopoly video, again, I've talked this, I think I did it in the last video, to make a customized mock-up, I just went into Illustrator and actually took the same dimensions where it was like 7 by 8 inches for the cover, exported them, and then put them into Firefly and typed in whatever cardboard white blank background box prompt. And just like that, I had 8 different photos that were of the perfect box at the correct dimensions, and they were at the angle that I wanted them to be. As for applying the design to these mock-ups, again, I just would make shapes that were at the same angle and skewed and distorted where the cardboard would be, convert it to a smart object, and then I would just place the artwork on that smart object. Again, if you want more of a simple breakdown, I did make a short about this, and it's more explained in the Monopoly video. Now, here comes for the most extra part of this entire project. If you watch Dr. Mike's video about him talking about Lunchly, he breaks it down from like a scientifically healthy perspective. He also brings up the advertising for Lunchly and how it's a little confusing because it totally misses a lot of the standards created by the National School Lunch Pattern, which is used for, schools across the whole country about what should be required for students to eat. So with my new meals that I made gluten and dairy free, I made a whole ass spreadsheet calculating the protein, the sugar, the calories, everything you need to know, and looked up how it compares to the National School Lunch Pattern. One, so I could actually put real information on the side of the box in the nutrition information label, and two, the meal that I personally made would have actually fit the standards put in by the School Lunch National Pattern. So like I said, I took all that information and slapped it on the nutrition label, put that on the side. Then I put a picture of the drink and the chocolate on the right panel just so it could be the same picture no matter what meal the box was for. It could just be all the same except for the front and the back. But here is the complete and final Lunchly redesign product. But after all of this is done, what is the cost? What would the cost of this product be? With everything being taken into account, with redesigning the actual food, all the new calories that actually tick off a lot of nutritional guidelines that are recommended by the National School Lunch Pattern, minimum, I think this would be about $10. Maybe it could go up to $12, but again, healthier things just are more expensive because they just are more valuable to your body. The wrap would be around $7. The chocolate mini bar would be around $1.15. The drink would be around $2. And again, that would be for the larger meal because that chicken wrap is a bigger meal compared to the plantain nachos with the guacamole. But regardless, even just to make $1 of profit for each product, it would still have to be sold anywhere from $10 to $12. And that's not even talking about the customizable cardboard box with the rounded corners. Again, it would be very expensive. It would probably be sold at Sprouts or Whole Foods. Thank you so much if you made it this far in this video. This project was so long. I thought this would take maybe 2 months, and look at me 5 months later. I just never even thought I would be designing the actual product. I changed the meal recipes because I needed to actually change the whole product, not just the design, brand identity, marketing, whatever. So this project was a lot more in depth than normal. And I also thought it was really cool to implement my own personal touch of the gluten-free, dairy-free diet. If any of you, struggle with that diet, it does fucking suck. Please send this video to KSI, Logan, or Jimmy. I would be very, very interested to see. I mean, they're set with what they have, but I would be interested to see what they thought or if they saw this, because when I did the Prime video, they didn't see, well, Logan actually saw it, but I don't know his thoughts. And I would love to know if any of the three thought this was, I don't know, cool to see what the process was like, or if they're even doing more meal changes, because again, it's not the healthiest. Please make sure to subscribe. We're about to hit 4,000 subscribers on an optimistic viewpoint, and I'll see you in my next video.